Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. It is Wednesday morning. That means we're kind of halfway into the work week. I hope your week's been going really well and that you finish the rest of this week really strong. Our teacher for this week is Byron Katie. If you don't know Byron Katie's work, simply search for Byron Katie quotes, or Byron Katie the work. That's what she calls her approach, her process. She calls it simply the work from Byron Katie. There's so much really, really good content there. And if you don't know how to spell Byron Katie, it's in the email that I send later today, which means if you don't get the email yet, send me a message, ask me to add you, and you'll know how to spell Byron Katie's name. Right, let's get into what she has in store for us this morning. What can we learn from Byron Katie today? Anthony, a very good morning. Sunmarie, a very good morning. It is awesome seeing you here. We've all had the experience in our past of being shown by the people around us how we are is not acceptable to them, and that we need to somehow change in order to be accepted. These experiences are what lead us to wear a mask, hiding how we really feel for the sake of acceptance. Estelle, good morning. It's awesome seeing you. And just to mention, when we do this meditation, this is obviously the wearing the masks we wear meditation. This is not to point fingers at other humans and blame them for not being acceptance of us. It's not to blame ourselves for being so weak that we wear a mask in order to be acceptable. And it's also not to blame ourselves when we realize we've played the same role at some point in our lives. We've played the role of showing someone else that how they are is not acceptable. And making them feel that they need to wear some kind of a mask to make themselves acceptable to us. None of this is to place any blame, cast any judgment. However, to learn how to see, learn how to understand. And by understanding, we slowly bring this cycle to a stop. We slowly get to a place where we don't need to wear masks anymore. And we certainly don't want to be the cause of anyone else to feel not accepted ever again. But it's a process. Let's listen to Byron Katie's thoughts on the subject. She says, "It is not easy to find your own way when you believe that you need love, approval, appreciation, or anything from family or any other person. It is particularly hard when you want them to see things your way. When you want them to see things your way. That's a battle we almost always lose. When you say or do anything to please, keep, get, influence, or control anyone or anything, fear is the cause. Fear is the reason why we try to say things in a way that pleases or keeps a person around or doesn't let them leave. And she says the result is always pain. Fear is the cause of this, and the result is always pain. We never escape that pain if we are in such desperate need for validation. She says, if I had a prayer, it would be this: God, spare me from the desire for love, approval, or appreciation. Amen. From Byron Katie. The truth is, it's human nature for us to want to fit in. After all, in human history, if your tribe kicked you out, you were unlikely to survive on your own. Even in the modern world, our bodies know this. Our bodies are still programmed this way. It's natural to feel fear when you sense rejection and to incur deep wounds from these experiences. Your work is now to be the acceptance that your wounded parts crave. you can reach out to the parts of yourself that have suffered shame, guilt, fear, abandonment, and say, I am the one who is here to hold you. I am the one who is here to love you. And I am never pushing you away again. One more thought from Byron Katie. She says, do you want to meet the love of your life? Look in the mirror. If that does not feel real to you yet, there's more work to be done. I understand how meeting the love of your life by looking in the mirror can feel extremely foreign at some point in our lives. But I also know the truth of it. When you get there, when you can look in the mirror and really recognize the love of your life, likely you've put a hell of a lot of work into getting there. When you are the source of your love, your approval, and the appreciation of you, then you will stand in front of anyone as an equal. And you will never have the need for a mask again. So if you're ready, let's float away on today's journey together. You can close your eyes, and we'll start with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. A deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, feel yourself grow, expand from your core out in all directions. And once you have a belly full of air, then slowly, slowly, again, let all of it go. As you breathe out, soften. As you exhale, soften your spine. Slump down your shoulders and drop your head. Continue your own full body breathing. Every inhale fills up your belly like a balloon. And As you rise as high as you easily can in whatever position you're in, and if your exhale is, as much as you can, a total collapse, the point of today's meditation is the deep embodiment that of course, the love of humans around us is an important part of being a human being, but that the source of love is you. That you are your own source of acceptance, validation, and yes, love. For a moment, place your attention on your heart. And while you continue your full body breathing, imagine that the air that you breathe in and breathe out flows right through the middle of your heart. As you rise and fall, feel the air move through that airway. And imagine seeing that pass through the middle of your heart. And then become aware of the sensation you feel in your heart as you breathe. The chemistry that happens when you become aware of your heart this way. When with your attention on your heart, you feel physical sensation around your heart. This is some of the healthiest chemistry you could ever manifest. It helps you feel you. It helps you feel your presence. And it reminds you how this heart, with every beat, has always been fighting for you. You really do have your back. And the better you get at this kind of practice, like Byron Katie says, look in the mirror and discover the love of your life. The easier you'll be able to stand in front of anyone as an equal. We have the last few breaths of this phase to do together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. And roll out your neck muscles. Go forward and to the left. And also forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left and lean your upper body over to the right. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence as much as we are able to for this moment, we can turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the rest of our journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a long and slow exhale. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, this is a really good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments and release with the longest, slowest exhale possible. Let's do a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it the longest, slowest exhale that you can. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel into your body. Become aware of which muscles you can feel softening. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling, feel your body slowly softening, and feel how you are slowly slipping deeper and deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, check in with your heart one more time. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your heart and understand deeply how much you are there for you. Take your next big breath. Our journey today is called The Masks We Wear. It is not meant as criticism or judgment of the humans around us, but as a way of building understanding our own fears, and using that understanding to step into our own empowerment. Our journey starts all the way back. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, see if you are able to remind yourself as a very young child, with your parents or other caregivers, can you remember an incident in which it was made clear to you that the way you are is not acceptable, and that you would have to show up different in order to be accepted? See if you can remind yourself of such an incident as you take your next big breath. These messages that we've received that inform us that we need to show up in a different way could also be called masks. Being shown that you have to put on a mask to present yourself in a different way than you have before. And this mask, this way of presenting yourself, will make you feel safer. For the moment, if you have a memory of an incident like this, you can take off that mask and you can place it gently on the floor next to you. We'll take a step or two forward in this timeline of our history. As a young child, there was likely other adults that you had regular contact with, grandparents, uncles and aunts, maybe like a preschool teacher. Can you remember an incident with any of the other adults in your life where they made it clear to you the way that you are is not acceptable and that you'd have to show up differently in order to be accepted? Take your next big breath. You can gently remove that mask too. Place it on the floor next to you. As a young child, we tend to spend a lot of time with brothers, sisters, cousins, and maybe other friends in the neighborhood. They have an impact on us too. In this very young life, with other young kids, can you remember any incident where one of them made it clear to you the way you are is not acceptable and you have to show up differently in order to be accepted? Take your next big breath. You can remove that mask too and place it gently on the floor next to you. Our friends when we're a bit older, our teenage friends, they tend to have a huge impact on how we see ourselves. Can you remember an incident with your teenage friends, your high school friends, where it was made clear to you the way you are is not acceptable and you'd have to show up differently in order to be accepted? Take your next big breath. can take that mask off too and place it gently on the floor next to you. In that very important time of being a teenager, the opinion, the accusations from our teachers can have a major impact. Can you remember an incident with a high school teacher making it clear to you the way you are being is not acceptable and you have to show up differently in order to be accepted? Take your next big breath. You can gently remove that mask and place it on the floor next to you too. While our childhood relationships have the biggest influence on how we see ourselves, our adult relationships, of course, have a big impact too. Can you remember an incident with a loved one, a friend or colleague even, that made it clear to you the way you are being is not acceptable and you'd have to show up differently in order to be accepted? Take your next big breath. And that is one more mask to take off and gently place on the floor next to you. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it the longest, slowest exhale you possibly can. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, invite softness into every fiber of your being. One more big breath in. And hold. As you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. For the moment, as you gently inhale and exhale, bring your attention again to the air flowing through your heart. With your attention on your heart. Place your hand over your heart. And feel how it is beating. So many of those old relationships are not even in our lives anymore. But the effects of those words linger. We're still wearing masks because of them. This heart under your hand was beating for you then, and is still fighting for your every breath right now. This acceptance, this heart that accepts you exactly the way you are, and will fight for every breath for the rest of your life, is the only acceptance you truly need. Reach out to that little boy or little girl that was wounded by inconsiderate words. Your job is to draw closer that little boy, that little girl, and say, I am the one who holds you. I am the one who accepts you just as you are. I am the one who never leaves you. This work can be done very deliberately, very consciously, in exactly this way. More powerful still if you take a pen and paper. Because as we write it down, we give it weight, we make it true. Reach out to that wounded little boy, wounded little girl, again and again, and remind them, I am the one who holds you. I am the one who validates you. I am the one who doesn't abandon you. want to discover the love of your life? Take a look in the mirror. And keep doing this work until looking in the mirror becomes truly seeing the love of your life. When you get to that place, you will stand as an equal in front of anyone, no matter who. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this heart that has been fighting for my every breath, accepting me just as I am, and continuing to fight for me, no matter what I might have been, no matter how I've shown up. The acceptance is there. It is always given. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the ability to have really honest conversations with my inner child. And creating an environment of absolute acceptance. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for realizing that how I react to what I see in the mirror determines how I step out into this world. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for always seeing the love of my life and the reflection of the mirror. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for being on our journey. Thank you for showing up for you. A reminder I like to try and give at the end of this meditation, and I forgot today, is we can't expect ourselves when we recognize the mask that we've been wearing and we take it off. We can't expect ourselves to now permanently never need that mask again. There's a wounded child that has used that mask in order to survive for a long time. And the instinct will be to reach for and put on that mask whenever it feels unsafe. This is not something we can force. It's a slow process. The process starts with awareness, with becoming aware of every time I feel the need to put on a mask. And if awareness is there, every time, it means we're working on this. It can take a bit of time to finally become so authentic, so transparent, that there's just never a need for a mask again. But give yourself space. If you have the awareness, then it is busy changing. The job is to reach out to that little boy, that little girl, and do the work with them. Give them 100% of your acceptance as often as you can. Then naturally the need for the mask will become less. Thank you, Estelle and Anthony and Sunmay and Leshna and Maggie. Vivian, I saw you pop in as well. And whoever else might be in the background. Have a beautiful day. See you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.